everyone, Mollie Taylor from PC Gamer here, and today I am with Rob Scallon and Jeff Linville, two of the faces behind the upcoming game, Fretless, the Wrath of Riffson.
Fretless is a music RPG. Instead of collecting swords and shields, you collect instruments and riffs. So it's a turn-based, like deck building music RPG where you battle musical monsters and fight with music, and everything in the game is musical. And
a GuitaRPG, if you will. It's also been in the works for so long, and it started as just an extension of a video idea. I had this, guitar battle series, and I was like, what if we bring the audience from the YouTube video into a Flash game or something? It was that long ago that Flash game was the first thing I thought of. It's been incredible. It's really surreal. I can't wait for other people to experience it. Yeah.
You say that there's stuff from your channel that's kind of made its way into the game. Are there any, maybe some experiences or maybe any side quests that are sort of reflective of things that have happened to you?
Quite a lot. I mean, a lot of the sounds come from videos that we've made.
There's just a lot of little references to Rob's channel, all over the place.
I've been a YouTuber professionally for over a decade now. My role is to give people lighthearted, fun music times. And with this game, we get to pull from a lot of that fun that we've had, this time-tested, mother-approved fun from all the years on the channel, and bring it into the game. And on my channel, there's this reoccurring character named Wrath of Riffson, who's my friend Jake, who shoots and edits all the videos. And he's this record label exec character who's just all about money, and he's the main antagonist.
That's really cool. Jeff, how many videos have you been having to watch?
I've been in a lot of them, and I filmed a lot of them. So I've been friends with Rob since high school.
Oh, that's so cool.
There's references to the first video I filmed with him 10 years ago. So I knew everything. I had the source material, I was there. So
we hope that people that are a fan of the channel will really enjoy all those references, and it'll be a lot of fun. But we also think they're just really solid characters and just a lot of fun to be had on their own. You don't need to know who I am or my channel to find it fun. This is just for musicians or people that think music is cool, which should be 100% of the population, I think.
I feel like most people might think that.
Why RPG, and why a rhythm RPG? What kind of inspired you to marry together two genres that I personally consider to be quite different from each other?
I play RPGs. That's just what I like. All the classics, Pokemon, Golden Sun, whatever, Oblivion remake. I don't know. It just felt like the perfect marriage, I guess, of the music idea and how to capture that in a genre of a game. It just felt like RPG just made the most sense to me. And then the rhythm aspect actually came quite a bit later in development. We went to PAX East last year, and just over time, people were like, hey, you should make it you should hit on the button. And we were like, doy, so it kind of came out of player feedback. We wanted to do it. We didn't know how to do it. So we just kind of wrote it off. And then people were like, just let us hit on the button, play Paper Mario style. And we were like, okay. So we tried it, and it worked really well. And it was just kind of made sense.
I find it really interesting that you say that the rhythm came in quite late, because now you have things like the crescendo, where you have a small note chart to play, and I came across a mini game as well where I had to do kind of the same thing. Are there more bits like that dotted around?
Interestingly, the crescendo was that was in there before the regular combat QTs, and it was kind of oh, we're gonna do our version of Guitar Hero kind of thing. We just kind of redid all the skills. I rewrote the music for him, and Connor, our artist, redid the animation so that they had these nice impact points.
Yeah, the more just following that what's musical and fun just kept leading to more and more and more things, which is how this project went from a small little game into what it is now, because there's just so much fun to be had.
Playing through the demo, it really did impress me just how closely tied the entire game is to music. The weapons are instruments, you walk through flowers and they play a little melody, you get instead of equipment, your kind of buffs come through modding the instruments and stuff. And Jeff, I know that you've said previously that modding came about because Rob had asked, can I mod my guitar? Like, how many moments like that have you had?
It was very early, but he was like, oh, I think it would be cool if I could like equip a string and then I get more power. And we were like, obviously, yes. So that, and then like the pedal board. I don't know if you saw the pedal board.
Yes.
That's like every guitar player. Like I have them sitting behind me. Like these are collectibles, IRL collectibles. The more we worked on it, like the easier it was to come up with stuff like that.
How's it been playing with that juxtaposition of kind of the more fast-paced, reflexive nature of like rhythm and music and the more careful strategy of turn-based battling?
Everybody on the dev team is really into Divinity Original Sin 2. The original combat was similar to that. You had like AP, and then you had like 6 skills you could use that were like music themed or whatever. So that was more like strategic combat, and then the music came into it, and then it was like, well, maybe it's the strategy part is like overshadowing the music part. And then once the combat QTs came in, we had all these effects we wanted it to do when you hit on the beat, and it was just way too much. So it's been like this ebb and flow of like making sure it's fun and like strategic enough. Like later in the game you get like lots of different mods, and like you upgrade your riffs and you get all these riffs that are like a little more complex. So there is definitely like deep strategy in the game, but at least in the beginning it's all about just having fun.
And all those things that you're mentioning just kind of like gamify what's exciting about being a musician, and particularly the like acquiring gear.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can do this here without
it's a real problem.
Yeah, without spending your whole paycheck. You can do it here and build out your pedal board without going bankrupt.
Much cheaper.
Yeah, much cheaper. Much cheaper Fretless. Yeah,
Definitely cheaper.
You can unlock different riffs which have different abilities. They can either deal damage or give you buffs or debuffs, or everything at once. So how did you go about kind of tailoring each of those riffs to each weapon?
Originally in the game there was 9 weapons, and we condensed it down to actually like kind of the stuff that I could write musically. So acoustic, Midwest emo, that's like my bread and butter. That's what I grew up on, and that's what I write for fun. And then the 8-string metal, synthesizer, and the bass, slap the bass, easy. So we had to make some concessions. There used to be a harmonica. I know Rob.
Yeah, the harmonica was really fun.
But it didn't have enough like dynamics to it to like make 18 or 19 riffs that like sounded really cool. So each instrument, we kind of looked at like, what does this make me feel? And then like that went into the design. So like 8-string, easy, right? It's like fire, metal, you damage yourself, and then you like deal damage to enemies based on that. The acoustic was just like wind and like kind of this purity, just sounding cool. It's kind of the starter instrument. Bass was just like I thought of like waveforms, low frequencies travel through stuff, and that seemed like a cool visual theme. So like we wanted it to make it rocks and like electricity. And then the synth is status effects just going everywhere and a lot of randomization, because that's what I like about synthesizers. Like you can just have them make music for you basically. So.
Yeah. Also, you can skate with the synthesizer.
Yeah, the synth.
Throwing that out there.
The synth has like these animations where Rob goes on like these cables that like he skates on them. It's pretty cool.
Was it just kind of the way that you think about the music that each one produces, or did you pull any inspiration from like RPG classes? Because I know you said the combat.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, because you said the combat was based on Divinity originally. So
yeah, like I think there's some old design documents where we had like name of the instrument and then like a class. So it was like 8-string, like Warlock, or whatever. Like we all play RPGs, so it was like Priest, Paladin. It's hard to not think of them like that still. So.
And just in case it gets away from us as we're talking about this project, I want to brag up for Jeff a little bit here, is that all the instruments, all the areas, all the battles, all the enemies you fight are all musical, and all of that music has to work together, all of it, everything in the game. And as a composer, that is a really big challenge and an extremely difficult thing to do, and Jeff did an incredible job on it. And it's a big reason what makes the game so special is that everything is music. Everything that you choose, you know, your battles are music, and every single iteration of that all has to work and sound good together, and it sounds great.
Speaking of music, you know, you've been working with a lot of different artists, including some pretty sweet bands like North Lane and Cult of Luna. What's that process been like of working with these super cool bands?
Yeah, that was something that when we signed with our publisher Playdigis, they came up with the idea, and it made total sense. G4F was the label who like facilitated all of that, and they sent us this list of like, here's bands that we could talk to. And there was just some crazy names on there. Like, I was like, no way, you know, I don't, what? And eventually we got more comfortable. We just started throwing out names. It was like, obviously, you know, Rob's friends like Davey and Andrew Huang and Mary Spender, easy.
Davey was on board like years ago. I showed him like a photo of it, and he was like, video game, bass, epic, cool.
Yeah.
And so we were like,
and then it was like, oh, like Yvette Young is on this list. Like, we totally gotta like talk to her. And then like, North Lane, obviously, and also a huge inspiration to me as like a musician. Some of the bands had to make non-linear music for the bosses, so the game like splices all the sound together at runtime, like based on the state of combat. So I had to like explain this to musicians that don't know anything about game development. So when I met with North Lane, he was like, let's get on a call, can you like show me the game? Like, he wanted to look at it. I had to like draw little diagrams of like, okay, write me like a section that's like 1.68 seconds long with a tail, and like just really weird, but everybody was super cool. They were like all so excited about it, and their music has benefited the game tremendously. Some of them are on bosses, some of them are you can like see them in the game and they're playing their music when you walk up to them and stuff like that. So
anything else you wanted to add about North Lane in your history?
Yeah, I have a tattoo of North Lane from
Can we see the tattoo?
Yeah,
it looks amazing. That's such a cool full circle moment.
I didn't show him this. I was like, I met him on Zoom, and I was like, y'all professional, like, oh, very nice to meet you. Let's get into this. But like, all my friends were texting me like, I saw you did stuff with North Lane. Like, what the hell? I'm like, I have no idea. I can't believe this is happening to me. A really important part of making this game is like music culture and like inside jokes that like people who are like into music on like a deeper level will get, and I hope that's shining through. There's so many little references and stuff, and like then when people have played the game, they're like, oh, the screamer pedal, like they get it, you know. Like they just see these little things.
We're hoping that this game is like a love letter to anyone who is a musician. I think anyone who's a musician is really going to get a kick out of it. But we also hope, and I think we got it to the point where it's going to be really, really fun for anyone. And maybe we'll inspire some people who aren't musicians to give it a try.
When I did the optional spider fight, and like the riffs were riffing, and I was just kind
The
of
riffs, the
oh,
riffs
yeah.
are riffing, and yeah, there's like a weird connection with like game dev and like metal music people. Like I just didn't realize that until like when we went to PAX, like everyone was like, dude, I love this band or whatever.
The Venn diagram is a circle.
I was just about to say that. Yes, that's exactly what we've been saying. Yeah.
It was very obvious like after Doom 2016 came out, and like everyone was like, dude, Gent. And I was like, I didn't know people like gamers, you know, liked it. But I guess gamers are metalheads. So.
I partially blame Guitar Hero, which I'm going to bring up because something that I noticed was that the goons for the Super Metal Records, their weapons are Guitar Hero controllers or Guitar Hero adjacent controllers.
Yes.
They're plastic.
Inspired.
Games.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like Mad Catz versions.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's definitely more music references and like little things like that. In the dialogue is very cheeky, I guess you could say. There's lots of callbacks to bands. Like we make like a Seosin reference if you know that band, or My Chemical Romance, you know, all the good emo bands from back in the days.
They're just in the music too. Maybe this is just me being from Chicago, but within the music and within the songwriting, there's just like a local Chicago feel to it, like a Midwest emo.
Slightly sad sometimes.
What is your favorite kind of little detail that people might be able to go and find in Fretless?
The game is so kind of goofy that it allowed us to just like break the fourth wall in ways that are like fun and not like annoying maybe. So have you seen the potion seller video? Do you know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know?
No.
Oh, somebody in the comments will know. Anyway, there's a
Someone
reference
will
to
know.
that in dialogue.
The first video that Jeff and I ever made together was a music video for my song We'll Be Fine in Kenosha by the lighthouse. And there's a lighthouse in the game, and the boat near it, the number is the date that we put
That's
out
the
that
first video we ever shot together.
Yeah. And we've been making fun music stuff for the internet ever since.
All the riffs are like named like after song names of bands that I like, or it's all, the game is kind of one big reference.
Yeah, it's just a lot of little music, just like for music nerds or future music nerds, you know.
People obviously should go and play the demo right now. And can you tell us, first of all, when Fretless, the full game, is coming out?
Fretless comes out on Steam May 22nd. And if you're into lighthearted, fun music times, you're about to have a whole lot of them here.
Yeah, and the demo is just basically the first world of the game. There's 3.5 more. And then there's 2 more instruments that you haven't experienced, tons of new enemies, mods, lots of riffs. There's like a ton of riffs in the game. New pedals, new characters, new things like the little bellflowers. There's kind of, we do that all over the whole game. So
just more
Awesome.
lighthearted,
More
fun
stuff.
music times.
yeah,
Highly condensed, lighthearted, fun music times.
Thank you so much. And for all your musical gaming needs, stay tuned to PC Gamer.
Like and subscribe now.
Like and subscribe.
Immediately. After you buy Fretless.
Buy Fretless, like and subscribe, and then come back.